The Society for Neuroscience is a global organization of researchers and clinicians dedicated to advancing our understanding of the brain and nervous system by creating venues where great science gets shared. These include the annual meeting, journals, websites, and activities such as Brain Awareness Week. I've had the great honor of serving as SFN's president in 2014, and during this time I focused specifically on two areas of our mission. First, promoting public information and education about the brain. And second, informing policymakers about the benefits of neuroscience discoveries and the importance of continued investment in scientific progress. What I learned only recently is how a public education strategy emerged and evolved over the past decade.
When I was hired as executive director 12 years ago, Council had an idea that there should be a public-facing website about the brain. Huda Akil, one of our past presidents, and a number of our leaders articulated a vision that that site would be a way of communicating the wonders and mysteries of neuroscience discoveries to the public.
At the time the idea for brainfacts.org originally came about, I served on the SFN Council. Though we had the makings of a great idea, it quickly became apparent that the Society wasn't yet positioned well to take on the project. As we started to discuss key strategic questions, who was the target audience? What financial and people resources would be required? Where would we get the scientific material? We began to realize that we didn't have a governance structure that would provide quick or easy answers.
Committees were overlapping and prioritizing projects very differently, with very little communication and connectivity. It became clear to the leadership that two things were needed. We needed to invest time and resources in refreshing and refocusing the strategic plan, and we needed to rethink the governance structure. With the support and facilitation of staff and a consultant, we approved an ambitious set of strategic issues under which committees would be charged to develop action plans. We also consolidated and realigned committees, reducing them from 17 to 13 in number. And we organized them into clusters in areas such as professional development and training and public outreach to enable collaboration on programming for broader impact. Committees gained a clearer sense of direction, and we as a board were able to focus at a high level. The organization emerged with a much clearer articulation of what it was trying to achieve, with a volunteer structure that supported it.
To be fiscally responsible, we couldn't assume we were going to do this on a shoestring, and instead had to wait until we were able to identify two key founding partners.
One of Society for Neuroscience's strongest governance practices is its disciplined approach to budget and financial planning, of course in support of its mission. The Society engages in multi-year planning that positions the organization to be nimble in a changing and uncontrollable fiscal environment.
One thing that was important in the evolution of brainfacts.org was that the founding partners' funding commitment was spread over a 6-year period. That would provide enough funds to launch the site effectively, build a modern platform, and support staff resources for 5 years after launch. If SFN is going to continue to create compelling value for our members, we have to be prepared to selectively invest in important priorities and projects.
We have created a strategic investment fund so we can continue to create value for our members, even in challenging times. Such a fund didn't exist at the time brainfacts.org was created. While we may not know what tomorrow's brainfacts will be, we are now in a position to take advantage of those opportunities thanks to the groundwork that has been laid.
Lessons learned for me about brainfacts.org is first to make sure that there is a clear understanding on the part of the board leadership of what they want to accomplish in a major project. Second is to make sure that you have the resources in place financially, staff-wise, and in terms of volunteer commitment to be able to execute an ambitious vision.
The story of brainfacts.org is about more than just the development of a website. It's about the organizational changes required to accomplish an ambitious goal. In doing that, we've helped lay the groundwork for the future.